Welcome back, folks, to another session of Mathematics with your man, La Geometry. What are we doing today? We are doing a follow-up of grade 11. Grade 11 functions. And for that matter, the parabola is still our focus, but now, in this instant, it is drawn with a straight line. Now, what I want to show you today is we can draw a parabola for you and give you the equation of it. Now, from that, we ask you any question. Remember, we have already done the characteristics of a quadratic function with you. Knowing those characteristics will help you in answering any question that is going to be asked. And if you keep on practicing your work, I'm telling you, nothing will be difficult. I got this question from Limpopo, grade 12, June 2021 exam. Let's attempt it. It says, the figure below shows the sketch of graphs of f of x, which is equal to minus x squared plus 4x minus 3. The value of a is negative, therefore the graph is concave down, giving us a maximum turning point. And g of x is equal to minus 3 halves x plus 3. Now, the straight line graph has got a negative gradient, meaning that it is a decreasing graph. BE is parallel to the x-axis. That line, dotted line, is parallel to the y-axis. I'm sorry about that. To the y-axis. Now remember that at this point, the x-axis and the y-axis are perpendicular, meaning that when they say the two lines are parallel, corresponding angles must be equal. It means it is 90 degrees there, which has got a mathematical meaning. It implies that everywhere in this line, the value of x is that. D is the turning point of f. That point there is a turning point. Now I'm going to go there and write TP so that I always remember that it is the turning point. Now, there is a point L, which is on the y-axis, meaning that it is the y-intercept. There is a point N, which is the point of intersection of the two graphs. We have a point A, which is also another point of intersection. There's point B and point C, which are on the x-axis, meaning that those are x-intercepts of the parabola because they lie on the parabola. With this information, folks, we should be able to answer any question. Now, let's go to the questions. The first question says, determine the coordinates of B for how many marks? 4 marks. We are determining the coordinates of that point. 4 marks. I believe that it is just 3 marks here. If you can say to me, I must determine the coordinates of point B, which is the x-intercept of the graph of f, you are just donating marks to me. Let's see, what do we know about these 2 points? We know that first of all, they are x-intercepts. From what we did, we know that the value of y must always be 0 here. Therefore, we take the equation of f, which is that we equate it to 0. That is where your first mark comes from. Then, after that, it is up to you. You can either, most of the learners say, let's divide throughout by -1 so that that becomes positive. That's fine for me. We can do that. It becomes x squared minus 4x plus a 3, which is equal to a 0. It won't change anything. Then, we factorize this particular quadratic equation. Factors of x squared are x and x. Factors of 3, remember now, 3 has got only one pair of factors. It will be 3 and 1. Then, because we are looking for a -4, then we want to add these two. That must be a negative and a negative. When we multiply, we will get that. That means the value of x at one point is 3, or the value of x at one point is 1. Now let's go to our graph and see who's who. 3 must be there, because from the y-axis, that point is the furthest point than this one. Now, I believe that the coordinates of P, according to maths, are 1 and 0. We have done that. Let's see how do we score our marks for factorizing, for the coordinates, for the values of x. That was knowing our way. For x intercept, the value of y must be equal to 0. Then, our next question is saying, calculate BE. Calculate the distance BE. Now, we need to know who's BE. Look, BE is that. How do I get the distance BE? There are two ways. I can use analytical geometry methods. I determine the coordinates of E. Now, this is just to show you that mathematics is mathematics. It does not matter whether it is analytical, it is Euclidean, it is trigonometric, but mathematics will obey the rules of mathematics. Now, what do I know? Remember, they said that this was parallel to that. I know that everywhere here, the value of x is 1. Now, I'm looking for the value of y at that point. The value of y at that point means I must take x, substitute the value of x in. That will be g of 1, which is -3 divided by 2 multiplied by 1 plus, I can write 3s denominator 2 there. It will be 6 divided by 2, which is equal to 3 halves, because this tells that is -3 halves plus 6 halves, it will be 3 halves. Now I know that here the value of y is 3 halves. Now, what can I do with this? I can use the distance formula. Using the distance formula, I said there are two ways to do it. Using the distance formula, I'll just say BE is equal to the square root of the 2 brackets all square added together. It would be x1, my x1 is that, minus x2, which is that, y1, which is that, minus 3 divided by 2. Now, the first bracket is 1 minus 1, which is 0. 0 squared is 0. 0 minus 3 divided by 2, which is minus 3 divided by 2. Minus 3 divided by 2 squared is 9 divided by 4. And the square root of 9 divided by 4 is 3 divided by 2. Now, I know that BE is 3 divided by 2 units. I was doing here an optional method. Now, let me go there and now answer the question. This answer is also 100% for them. Now, I'm doing the second option. Second option is I know X is 1 there. And if you say to me, determine the length of BE, you are actually saying to me, what is the height from here to there? And I can see that this point lies on the straight line. By just determining the value of y of that point, I will be knowing the length of that line. Now, how do I do that? I take g of x, which is minus 3 divided by 2 x plus a 3. Now, I know that x is equals to y. How do I know that? This line is parallel to this, therefore it means it is perpendicular to the x-axis. And the value of x is the same everywhere. Then I substitute. G of 1 is minus 3 halves into 1 plus 6 divided by 2, which is 3. Now, I will tell you that BE is equals to, this should be minus 3 halves plus 6 halves, which is 3 halves units, because I'm measuring length. That was 3 marks. We have got our 3 marks. Folks, you see that answer is exactly the same as this one. Just knowing and practicing your work is powerful. Next one. Determine the range of f. What is the range first? They want us to determine all the y values of the graph of f. All of them. Now, for you to be able to do that, remember from your characteristics, I said the range of the parabola. Let's go there and make our notes. The range of the parabola is now in 2 different ways. You can determine it in 2 different ways. When A is positive, you get minimum turning point. For grade 12, we talk about local minimum turning point. Now, what does that mean? It means that my graph is concave up and my turning point is at that point. Now, all the y values of this graph will start from here, going up. Meaning, my range would be y is greater or equals to the value of y of the turning point. Now, another one. This can be negative. The value of A can be negative like in this graph. That means we get the maximum turning point there. Now, Remember, the turning point is a value maximum. I'm talking about the value of y of the turning point. Now it means that all the values of y are from this bigger point to the smallest one. Here it was from the smaller one to the bigger ones. Here I'm from bigger to smaller. That means my range, that's right there, range. My range in this case, folks, is the value of y of the turning point, which must be, in this case, y was greater or equals to y was greater or equals to the value of y of the turning point. Now, here, I'm going to say, oh, what did I do there now? I'm going to say y is less or equals to, it is my range. Y must be smaller or equals to minus b divided by 2a. Now, let's go to our graph here. Do we know the turning point? At this point, I don't know the coordinates of the turning point. That is why it is 4 marks. That means I must determine the coordinates of the turning point. Remember, I said start with axis of symmetry, where x is equals to minus b divided by 2a. Then I determine the x value of the turning point. B is the numerical coefficient of x, which is plus 4 in this case. It would be minus into 4 divided by 2 multiplied by a. My a is minus 1. I multiply this by that, I get negative 2. Negative 4 divided by negative 2 is a 2. Now that means the x coordinate of the turning point is 2. Now I'm looking for the y value of the turning point, which will be f of 2, which is minus 2 all squared plus 4 multiplied by 2 plus or minus a 3. I simplify this, I get minus a, I get plus a, I get minus 3. Is this correct? I get minus 4, so the minus a 4 there. Minus a 4, that. Now, we add all of these. It would be minus 4 plus 8, which is 4. 4 minus a 3 is 1. Now, that means the value of y at that particular point is equals to 1, folks. Now, from this information which we have just got, we can now tell the range of this graph. The range of this graph will be controlled by that value. All the y values of this graph as it is must be smaller than that value, and because it is also a turning point, they must be equal to that value. That means now the range of f is y is smaller or equals to 1. We have answered that question. Remember, it was 4 marks. Your 1 mark is there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 for the answer. Okay, friends, I hope that up to so far you are still following me, and happily so. Now, let's attempt the next question, which I spoke about in my summary the other day. Remember, I said you must be able to look at your graph and interpret your graph correctly. For which value or values of x is the graph of f minus the graph of g, let's say the bigger or equals to 0. Now, in a question like this, what I normally do, I take this g into that side so that I can be able to just go to my graph and give the answer. Now, you look at this, I'm saying f must be bigger than g. That means f must be on top and g must be at the bottom. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the graph now there. Now, my graph of f must be on top, my graph of g must be at the bottom. But now, there's something very important. The point of intersection. For us to be able to do that, we first need to know the points where the two graphs are equal. Because I always believe that from the points where they are equal, when you move away from those points, you get inequality. That is why you see there it is a whopping 6 marks. I'm going to start by saying, I'm looking for the point of intersection where minus x squared plus 4x minus 3 is exactly the same as I'm talking about f, exactly the same as minus 3 halves x plus 3. Now, from there, I want to write everything without a fraction. That is why I'm going to multiply throughout by 2. When I do that, I get minus 2x squared plus 8x minus 6, which is equals to minus 3x plus a 6. I have multiplied throughout by 2 to get rid of a fraction so that I can be able to work this out. But if you are happy with fractions, it is not a problem. Now from here, I take everything to this side. It will be minus 2x squared plus 8x minus 6 plus 3x minus 6, which is equals to 0. We add like terms, minus 2x squared plus 11x, 8x plus 1, minus 12, which is equals to 0. I can again divide by negative 1, which is not a problem. It will be 2x squared minus 11x plus a 12, which is equals to 0. Now I must factorize. Factorize this. Now, the factors of 2x squared by 2x and x. Be careful. I'm looking for factors of 12 that together with 2 will give me 11. Be very careful about that. Don't just write any value. Make it a point that you check your factors. Okay? Now, if I take 3 and 2 and I put 3 there, this would be 6. I put 2 here. This would be 2x. It would be 6x and 2x. It would give us what? it will give us 8x or 4x. But if we take 3 and 4, I'm sorry, it should be 3 and 4. If we take 3 and 4, we put 4 there. And we put 3 here. 2 multiplied by 4 is an 8. 2x times 4, it will be 8x. 3 times x, it will be 3x. And because we want minus 11x, we can get it from minus 8x and minus 3x by having 2 negatives. That means now that x is equal to 3 halves, or x is equal to 4. Now, I can see that. Remember from this, that was 3. I can see that x must be 4 here, and x must be 3 halves here. Now, because in this case, I am not going to be using the values of y. I'm only going to be using the values of x. Why must I determine the y values of that point? Remember, they are not significantly important now. What is important is x. Now, what do I do next? I go to my 2 graphs and say, you two are equal here. Therefore, I slice them. And you are also equal here. I slice them. Now, after slicing, my friends, what did I do? I sliced where the 2 graphs are equal. Now, I want to see where am I getting this and that. Where is this on top and this one at the bottom? Let's go and check that. Can you see that when you go to this side of that point where they are equal, this one is going up, this one is going down. And if you look at it, this one is always on top, this one is always at the bottom. Meaning that I must go this side if I want to get up. Now, when I come to this side, can you see that? Oh, here, it is not right. Remember, F must be on top and G must be at the bottom. In this case, G is on top, F is at the bottom. We say, we don't need that. Let's come this side now. When we are this side, from here, G is at the bottom of F, from this point up to that point. Meaning that from here, all the way to that point, we get what we want. Let's go to that side. Can you see that at this point they are equal? On that side of this point, this one is on top and this one is at the bottom, and we don't want that. Now that is why I'm going to say no. Remember, it's a no, yes, no. Now, look at my yes. The values of x must always be between the red lines. And who are the red lines? Those points. The values of x for that to happen must be between the red lines. Now, I'm going to keep the values of x between the red lines. The red line is 3 over 2 on that side, then this side it is 4. Remember, they are included. When I go to that side of this red line, the value of x is becoming smaller and smaller. Remember, it is included. From this line, 3 divided by 2. When I go that side, the value of x is becoming bigger and bigger. We have answered the question. This will be possible when x is bigger or equals to 3 divided by 2 and x is less or equals to 3 divided by 2. Folks, can you see how easy this it is if you know your way? And here, those were writing a Limpopo paper got 6 plus 4, which is 10, plus 3, which is 13, plus 4, which is 17 marks for just playing around with their mathematics that they know. I hope that you will understand what I have done here. Please make it a point that grade 11 should follow this because this is your way. Now, signing out, I would say to you, subscribe to my channel so that you get more. Hit your like button and leave a positive comment. One other thing, turn on your notifications so that when I throw this beautiful maths there, you happen to be alerted that there's something beautiful that came in. Share this with your friends, tell them to subscribe so that they also become my friends like you do. Thank you very much. Peace to you all and good luck.